welcome to Ciências Talk, a podcast where we explore innovations shaping our future. Today episódio is slightly existing to futuro. CRISPR and Human Embryo Editing. CRISPR is a revolution genetic tool that allows scientists to modify DNA with precision. But with great power comes great responsibility. Should we rate human embryos? What were the ethical, legal, and social consequences? To discuss this, I'm joined by five incredible guests.
Hello, guys. I'm Dr. Emma Carter. I'm a molecular biologist focused on CRISPR research. I study how this tool can be used to treat and potentially cure genetic disease.
Hi, I am Dr. Daniela Reyes and I am a clinical geneticist. I see the daily struggles of families affected by genetic conditions, and CRISPR could transform their lives.
Good to be here, guys. I represent the voice of the general public. I'm not a scientist, but I do care deeply about ethics and social impact.
Thank you for having me. I specialize in biotechnics and biotechnology law. Gene editing is fundamental questions about the limits of science.
Hi, I'm Laura. I lost my daughter to a rare genetic disease. I believe in science, but I also know the needs to be guided by compassion and coaching.
Dr. Carter, for those who don't know what exactly is CRISPR,
CRISPR is a technology that can cut DNA at a specific spot. It allows scientists to correct or remove faulty genes. Think of it like editing a book, but in book we change words. In the script we change genetic code.
fascinating. What were the real-world benefits?
Oh yes, it could prevent inherited disease like Hansen or sickle cell anemia before a baby is even born. We're talking about potential cures in the embryonic stage.
Dr. Rears, role do you see this in your clinical work?
From a clinical perspective, CRISPR holds tremendous promise. I work every day with families who live in fear of passing on a condition, of watching their children suffer, of not having options. Gene editing could offer these families something they never had: control and hope. But we must not confuse hope with haste. We are talking about editing the blueprint of life. That's not just biology, it's identity, future, autonomy. Even the smallest alteration at the embryonic stage could affect not just one person, but generations. We're not only shaping health, we're shaping identity. There's also the issue of unintended consequence of target effects where crispy edits the wrong gene are still possible. Mosaicisms where not all cells are edited equally could create unpredictable outcomes. There aren't just technical glitches, there are risks that could transplant into real harm. And ethically, we have to ask, who decides which traits are undesirable? Who defines what needs to be edited out of humanity? What's considered a dessert today may have value tomorrow. Some of the conditions we call disorders have shaped cultures, identity, even revolutions in drug and art. We must also talk about assets. Right now, these technologies are expensive and limited to elite institutions. If CRISPR becomes a tool only for the privileged, we are no longer just cutting lines. We are building a future where inequality is writing to our very DNA. As a Pixian, my duty is to do no harm, not just medically, but socially and ethically. Gene editing should never be used to chart perfection. It must serve life, not try to design it. That's the line we cannot cross.
Marcos, what concerns do you want the public have?
There's fears for inequality. Will this become a privilege for the health? What if people start aiming for intelligence, beauty, or strength? So called designer babies, we could end up reinforcing discrimination instead of reducing suffering.
Professor Brent, where do you draw the legal and moral lines?
That's the big question. Some countries allowed ban gene editing in embryos. Others are pushing ahead. We must distinguish between therapy and enhancement, and we must have global dialogue to avoid a genetic arms race.
Laura, as someone personally affected by genetic disease, how do you feel about all this?
Oh, it is emotional. I've tried has been evaluated and saved years ago. Maybe my daughter would be here today, but I don't want you to rush. Every treated first dignity not to be treated like deliberate experience. Sciences must serve life, not control it.
Have scientific instinct, ethical reasoning, legal perspectives, and a deeply human story to close lights here, a final to go from each of you.
CRESPR is promising, but we must move forward with humanity and responsibility.
Yes, this technology can be driven by poverty or vanity. It must be guided by public health and ethical standards.
Society must have a voice. We can't leave decisions like this to labs and governments alone.
We need international laws, bioethical guidelines, and transparency. This is global issue.
Let's not love think of love. Efforts and dignity. That's what every child deserves.
Thank you all for your honest and wisdom. Until next time, oh, Science Talk, stay curious.